Hey everyone, my name's Amaya and I work for Lishawn's Consulting, and today we're going to do a video on current wars.
What is war? War is an armed conflict, a state of open and declared hostile conflict between different countries, governments, or political groups.
The United States plays a huge role in these global conflicts as it is a powerful military and economic force and has a huge global market reach, protecting economic interests through alliances and standing in when one of their partners is threatened to protect global allegiances. In recent times, during Trump's return to presidency, global conflict has heightened with his politics from economic warfare with his tariffs and dismantling of global alliances like the World Health Organization to increased military strikes.
Current wars. State to state war is fought between two separate nations and not groups within one country. The official armies control, but the government combat in the war for valuable resources like oil, water, or minerals, and power. Civil wars. Civil war is a conflict fought between two or multiple groups within the same country over control of the government or territory. Instead of fighting against their foreign enemies, citizens fight against each other for power. Proxy wars. Proxy war is a conflict between two countries where they do not have physical or direct fight, like the US and Soviet Union war supporter of conflict.
In 2014, the conflict started after Ukraine overthrew the pro-Russian president, which frustrated Russia, and they sent soldiers to Ukraine land called Crimea. In 2022, the conflict escalated when Russia launched a massive attack on major cities of Ukraine with the missiles and troops. The conflict is about the future of Ukraine, whether it has the right to be an independent country and be away from Russia control.
Israel and Palestine have had conflict for many years. Both sides believe the same land belongs to them. Modern conflict became much bigger after 1948 when Israel became a country. Many wars and fighting have happened since then. Many people have lost their homes and lives because of the conflict. Today, many countries are still trying to help bring peace.
U.S. and Israel versus Iran. This war began after years of tension based on major disagreements on Iran's nuclear program and their support for armed groups in the Middle East. With time, the U.S. and Israel became increasingly concerned that Iran was possibly getting closer to being able to develop a nuclear weapon. Negotiations were attempted, but everything remained unresolved. Although Israel and Iran have already exchanged direct attacks, this has started a 12-day war in June of 2025, which increased tensions. On February 28th, 2026, the US and Israel launched coordinated strikes against Iran. They targeted nuclear facilities, military infrastructure, and Iranian leadership. Iran then retaliated and responded with missile and drone attacks against their military positions in the region. Currently, the fighting has temporarily stopped. However, tension remains high and negotiations have not been settled.
The Sudanese civil war started on April 15th, 2023, when gunfire and explosions were heard in the capital city of Khartoum. The conflict is between Sudan's official national army and the Rapid Support Forces. In 2019, these two forces were originally allies that worked together to overthrow Sudan's dictator. Then again, in 2021, they overthrew a peaceful civilian government created to share power. In the process, Sudan lost an opportunity to become a democracy, and those two generals took over the country. Currently, these two generals are fighting over who becomes the ultimate boss of the newly combined military as they fail to make the decision. As a result of this conflict, 14 million people are forced to leave their homes and many face starvation.
Myanmar. The Myanmar conflict is for power because the citizens want democracy and military groups want dictatorship. In the 2021 elections, the military lost but refused to accept the defeat, as they arrested the winner and took over the governments. Later, the people rallied peacefully in the streets to get their freedom back. However, The military chose to shoot and kill people instead. The citizens decided to fight back by teaming up with the local fighters and forming their own citizens' army, by which they were able to take over a lot of lands, but in response, the military targeted villages, schools, and hospitals. The military controls big cities and some lands, and the citizens' army controls the countryside and borders. Currently, the war is ongoing, neither side has won, and the economy is suffering a lot.
Who is most impacted by these wars? In these wars, the lower class, innocent civilians, women, children, and the elderly are the ones who suffer the most. The lower class is forced to leave their homes and become refugees. Many civilians die or lose their loved ones due to indiscriminate bombings. Women face a lot of abuse, violence, and exploitation and die during childbirth, as there is no health care available. Children cannot attend their schools, suffer from severe malnutrition, and lose their parents. As for the elderly and disabled, they are unable to run away from danger. Other than people, the economy gets impacted severely as people lose their jobs, inflation, and poverty increases.
Conclusion. All countries mentioned have lost a countless amount of civilians and resources in this war, all of which could have contributed to their society's benefits. War has always garnered much media attention and drawn plenty of opinions, both biased and non-biased. While everyone is entitled to their own opinion, as previously mentioned, the main focus should always remain on the innocents impacted by these wars. Throughout much of history, societies have been unable to find a true solution to problems without violence and conquest. All countries should be held accountable for their heinous and violent acts. However, the true problem stems from an inability to have a proper dialogue, which can be attributed to countries all around the world for peace as a whole.
Thanks for watching our video on current wars. We hope we educated you on something that you didn't know before. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time. Bye!